test, what you need to be able to do is know that the mic is working, that the lead is working, etc., etc. I got this connected, so as I talk into it, can you see the signal light up? The gain is the top knob of a mixing desk. As I turn the gain up, can you see that signal light stay on for longer? Yeah? And if I decide I want to talk at this kind of volume, nothing, now you can see it light up. Yeah? So I've line tested this. If you play at a wedding, I don't know, you've got the bride and groom next door with all their guests eating, and you go, oh, we've got to set up and we've got to play at a certain time. You could set all your equipment up in the other room, line test it like this, and then just unmute it and set your levels when you can do a sound check, yeah? It's a really good method. So there's line test, still no sound coming out. Let's unmute it. Oh, that's better. I've unmuted it. You can see the red light has turned off. There's still signal coming on, but there's no sound. Next thing I want you to consider is this. In order to get sound out of the front, which is the front of house, turn this up. Still no sound. Because it has an individual level. I start turning this up, and then you can hear me talk. Yeah? Okay. Now you can hear me talk, let's show you some of the other functionality. We've got gain up, we've got plenty of level coming out of the mic, but what are the next controls on a mixing desk? They are EQ. On most mixing desks, they're set out in the same way. Now, what happens if I turn this up, or I turn it down? Yeah, you can hear the difference. It's basically the high-end EQ. So think of that as high at the top. This one is high-mid. As I turn that round and I turn it off, you can hear how it's affecting the sound, yeah? This one I've just discovered doesn't work. This is low-mid and it does absolutely nothing. Sorry about that. However, low. Can you hear that? And then I wind it off and I go low and it sounds rubbish. Low. So the low frequency is perfect for things like bass drum, bass guitar, etc., etc. Vocally, you want to be able to hear the diction, you want to be able to kind of hear the words. You might want to turn that up a bit. You certainly use that for things like hi-hats and that kind of thing, yeah? So we have gain at the top, which provides the incoming level into the desk. We've got EQ. Now, you guys might want to know what these do. They're called auxiliaries, auxiliary sends. There's 1, 2, 3, 4 of them. Unfortunately, this mixing desk, only one is actually working. Lots of these channels aren't working. This is why we need a new desk desperately. So, the only one that's working is auxiliary 3, and I'll show you how that works. Before we get to that, we've got some effects at the bottom. If you look at the desk, it says effect 1 or FX, FX2. Now if I turn this one up, you can hear that. Bit of reverb. What about delay? Delay. So that is operating this. And the second one is operating this. You've got a whole bank of different sounds that you can, or effects you can put up there. But we've discovered really through Live Sound, it's reverb and delay, which are the two biggest used effects, yeah? This here, the panning, it's only coming out of the speakers over there. If I pan it this way, it's just coming out of these speakers here. So, right, left, center, equal proportions that you'll hear, yeah? Right, let's now try something else. I'm going to turn this right down. Suddenly, there's nothing coming out front of house, but I want to show you how the monitors work. Where we've got main levels here, the main levels for the auxiliaries are here. See where it says auxiliary masters? And these are all set, just centered at the moment. How we get it through your monitor is I know it's only 3 that's working. So if I turn up 1, nothing's going on, nothing on 2. If I turn up 3, can you hear that? So that's coming out of the monitor in the front and it's daisy chained to the other one. If I turn up 4, nothing's going on. But can you hear? We can still hear it in this room. So if the monitor levels are really loud out there, it's not a very nice sound from back here. It sounds a bit bashy, a bit kind of, there's not much impact to it. Whereas this is it's got much more clarity about the sound of the voice, yeah? So these are the 2 levels to be able to, once you've sound checked, mute it, there's no sound, yeah? So you can leave your level set as long as you mute it. So that is the functionality of one single channel on a mixing desk. I mean, at this stage, I won't go into the grouping and etc., but you guys will know how to work it. The great thing is, so Tom, you think of your guitar, if you're right side of the stage, it says guitar right, you'll be on channel 8. If you're left side of the stage, you'll be on channel 7. Rachel will be on channel 9 because it says bass, because literally it's plugged into that audio box on channel 9. If you look at the drums, they're in 10. But if it was an acoustic kit, I'd probably only stick a kick drum mic in. The rest of it would be loud enough, wouldn't it? You might have a couple of overheads if you want, but generally it's going to be loud enough. Vocal is number 1, and where this comes into it, Hannah, you'll be interested in this, because if you're using a cordless mic, you need a radio transmitter in order to project it. The mic is then connected via radio signal to this, but the output needs to go somewhere. So we could either have this at the back of the room, plugged into the audio box, or we could just have it plugged straight in here. So it doesn't make any difference. It's still doing the same thing. So vocals could be on channel 1, and then you've got your gain. Something that's really important though, guys, about gain. If you haven't got enough of it, let me just show you this. If I haven't bothered with the gain on this, I unmute it, I turn this up, and I start turning this up. You can hear there's not much volume, and I'm cranking and cranking to try and get some volume out. Imagine if there's an acoustic drummer there, you're trying to sing, everybody's coming up to the live sound technician saying, I can't hear the vocals. Well, then you'll be at the front, I can't hear my monitor, because gain is king, yeah? If I start turning, let's turn this one down, and I turn up the monitor, I've got to turn it all the way round for you barely to be able to hear it. Whereas, if I have gain up, this is the difference. Straight away, there's loads of volume coming from that, yeah? Danger is with gain, if you've got too much volume, you could have it distorted. So that it's having that really healthy signal coming in, because if you've got the healthy signal, you can then use it to basically what you're doing with live sound. Probably the best way of summing it up is you need a signal coming into a mixing desk, and you decide through the faders and through the knobs as to where you channel that sound to go. Simple as that, really. But what you've got to try and get your heads around, guys, is how you navigate your way around this and you respond quickly. If Joel's the drummer in the band and he's saying, oh, come on, guys, I want to hear more vocal in my monitor, and you've got a sound technician who's going, okay, so where's the vocal? Oh, the vocal's on channel 1, and Joel's monitor is number 4. You have to start then turning that up to send Hannah's vocal to Joel's monitor, which should be really auxiliary 4. Everybody should have their own monitor, and this is why it's important. This is why this is shit, really, because there's only one output that goes to a monitor. Not everyone wants the same mix, and not all of these channels work. So, but can you see how those elements work? If you want to add reverb to Hannah's vocal, because it's on channel 1, it's that one there, FX1, that you turn up or down. If it's delay, it's that one. Would you want delay on the drum kit? it might drive you nuts. If it's a specific track that needs it, then great. But let's say Tom is playing the guitar solo of his life. We've got him on channel 8. I'm doing his sound. I know he's about to do a solo. First thing I'm going to do is crank the volume. I want everybody to hear it. Then I'm probably going to do a bit of panning, and I'm going to send it from one speaker to the other and just make it really so there's a lot of energy about the mix. Other than that, there's no right or wrong. It's about you using your ears to determine how good it sounds to the audience. And the tricky thing about this job, there's not many people that come up to a live sound technician and go, well done, you did a brilliant job tonight. It will be, oh, I couldn't hear the vocals, oh, there was a bit of feedback. And the annoying thing is about being a sound technician, everybody looks at you when there's feedback, but it might be Hannah at the front of the stage pointing her mic at a monitor, but everybody still looks at the live sound technician. It is frustrating. Great job to have though, and if you guys get your head around it, you might find you really love this because it's still mixing music, it's mixing live music as it happens. You're communicating with musicians, I don't know, it's a great job to do. I did sound for Phil's band the other night and I loved it.